Hey, look out. It's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
What a pleasure to talk to these two, Jay Litton and Katherine Simmons, co-leaders of Roswell United Methodist Church's job networking ministry. They've been doing this well. It's been in action for over 25 years. We'll find out if these guys have been there from the beginning. Jay, Katherine, how are you?
Fantastic. Good. Looking forward to it.
Good. Thank you for your time this morning. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on. For 25 years, maybe a little over 25 years now, this job networking ministry has been going on. Were both of you there from the beginning, or who started this?
Well, I could probably speak to that. It actually started in 1988, and then I got involved in 1997. So it's been quite a while. And Katherine joined the team around 2003, 2004. And when Katherine got involved, it just supercharged the ministry. We started doing and involving many more people than we had ever had before. So it's been an exciting ride.
Now you guys basically help those who are going through job transition. And no doubt there's been a lot of that going on over the last, 8-9 months? You know, some before then, but why did you get involved in this specifically, Jay? What was it that drew you into this?
That's a good question because I have no background in HR or recruiting or anything. I'm a software sales in IT. But in the beginning of 97, I came up with an idea on how to do very well on interviews. And I was getting offers, and I was doing some things that were different. And so we were attending RUMC we were just attending. We weren't even members, but they had this volunteer Sunday, and they were looking for folks to volunteer for one of like 125 different things. And when I saw job networking listed there, I thought, my finger just kept going back to it. And I thought, maybe I could share my interviewing ideas with other folks and see if it would work for them. Maybe that's the contribution that I have. Maybe that's the talent and skill that I have that I could share. Coincidentally, we're not members of the church at the time, and I wasn't even a Christian. But fast forward a couple years later, I became the only volunteer left, and because I did become a Christian, I started to look at it not as a program, but a ministry where we include God into the conversation. And things really took hold after that. Within about a year or less, I had about 130 volunteers in total.
Wow.
And it's been real exciting because if you can help somebody in a job search, you're helping them financially, you're helping them with their family life, their spouse, their friends, and most importantly, their self-worth.
Mm-hmm. Katherine, what about you? How'd you get involved? What drew you to it?
Well, I actually was in the staffing business. And when they started looking for volunteers at our church to help people to find jobs, or I saw that there was a ministry there, I thought, that's a good spot for me. I can go try it out and see what that's all about and see how it works. And so the day that I walked in the door, there were people there, looked all organized, and I was excited about the possibility of being able to help in some capacity.
It's interesting because, historically we look at ministries like, praying for sick people and, feeding those that need fed and clothing those that need the clothes. But, this is really a huge ministry, and it can be overlooked. Thank you guys for, stepping up and stepping in. How is your ministry? How's it been going for the last 8 months? Has it been fast and furious? What have you guys been up to?
Well, let me tell you that story. We were obviously, shut down in March, like everybody else, when the building was closed, and we had been doing face-to-face. So we were in a building, people came in, we got an opportunity to talk to them and see how they were doing. But once the building was shut down, we had to think, okay, what are we going to do now? And Jay was constantly on Zoom anyway, and used to doing this kind of a conferencing call. And he said, well, why don't we go online? So we had a fabulous person who had just recently retired who said she would get us started. And that's what it took. She came on, she got us started. We had other volunteers jump in. Our workshop leaders said, I can do the same workshops online that I'm doing, was doing in person. And we're offering the same program. And in fact, it's even better because it's expanded. We're including people all over the country now.
Wow.
Now, as far as the program goes, is it something that you go through a program, or is it kind of tailored kind of individually depending on what the person needs, or how does it work?
Well, I could speak to that. So we start at 10 o'clock in the morning, twice a month on the second and fourth Monday. And we start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have workshops going until 6 p.m. The only thing that makes it a little bit different is at 12 noon, we have an inspirational moment, and we'll have a speaker talk about God participating in the job search journey with you instead of you trying to do it by yourself. And we have a wide range of speakers, but let me say this, they're awesome. They're awesome speakers. And that's just for about 15 minutes. And then in the evening, the thing that pivots is we either have an evening keynote speaker that we kind of use to kind of sponsor the whole day as far as why this day's different than the other days, or every 4 to 6 weeks, we'll have a mini job fair, mini meaning M-I-N-I, where it's
not
just
a Minnie Mouse job fair. This is a yeah.
And the employers only need to spend 2, 3, 4 minutes with us, where they go on Zoom, and we're getting a couple dozen employers every time we do a mini job fair. And the commitment from the job seeker is just that 1 hour. So it's real interesting as we go nationwide. We're getting some conversations going right now with other churches that want to do their own mini job fair, but they want to leverage our workshops. And so it's almost like, the way national programming is done with, like, let's say ABC TV or something. They have their local affiliates, and then they have their national programming. And so we're seeing a little bit of that possibly working out as we move forward.
Awesome.
Jay Litton and Katherine Simmons, co-leaders of Roswell United Methodist Church's job networking ministry. He just spoke of the virtual meetings. In fact, there's a couple coming up, which we'll touch on, and how you can be a part of it. You guys have maybe one story. I'm sure there's so many people that you've helped over the years, but is there one story that sticks out in your mind of someone that has gone through the program and it just really revolutionized their life, touched their family, and they've never been the same? Who do you think?
Oh, gosh. Well, we get letters every week from our programs. But I'm thinking about something that happened in 2008. We've been through crisis before. And the crisis in 2008 was all about our recession. Mm-hmm. And it was just a terrible time for so many people. And so we brought in a speaker that you're all going to know, Michael Thurman. And he's an excellent speaker. And he came in and he talked to all the job seekers. We had 500 or 600 people show up that night.
Not great.
To hear what he had to say. And we had all our chairs set up in rows. And he said, I want you to hear what I'm about to tell you. He said, I want you to look at the person on your right. And then I want you to look at the person on your left. And I want you to tell them, this is not your fault. And it was a tearful moment. Mm. And I think people somehow had to hear that. It wasn't their fault. Mm. And so after that meeting that night, we had so many letters and people coming back and just wanting the hope and the release, from thinking that they were that they were part of the problem. When in fact they weren't. And I think we have that same situation now.
Yeah.
It's not anyone's fault.
We're talking to the guys, Jay Litton and Katherine Simmons. All right, you got an upcoming meeting. The next one, there's one today, but by the time this airs on the radio, we'll be past the date. Is today the 9th? I think it is.
Yes.
November the 23rd, December the 14th. How can folks get involved in this, and what can they expect? How should they prep for this?
Okay, sure. So the best way to prep is to register. So just go to rumcjobnetworking.com And once you get there, you'll see you can download the full agenda. So although we're working from 10 to 6, you can select which, because your link is going to be good for the whole day. You can select which workshops resonate with you the most. And then one thing I forgot to mention is from 6 to 9 p.m., we have resume reviewers. We have about a dozen resume reviewers. And if you attend the resume workshop, you can learn how to do have one-on-one time with one of those reviewers. So to keep it simple, just do that. The other thing that I would recommend is if you want to be part of getting job leads that come to us directly, I would recommend that they sign up on our website with groups.io. Groups.io is an email subscription. You can get daily emails or individual emails. And when employers send us their jobs, back in 1997, we actually had a bulletin board. We actually would put it on a bulletin board with, it's just hard. And you had to literally come to our church to see the bulletin board.
Wow.
Funny.
Remember those days? Wow.
So what's nice about these are hand curated from a standpoint of folks that understand what our ministry does, and employers will send us their job leads in some cases and not go to social media with their job leads because they love the quality of the people that we attract. We attract people that are, matter of fact, there's somebody that just today we're going to be promoting and celebrating his new job. He's going to be senior vice president for the Atlanta Braves in their technology area.
Wow.
And then we have other folks that just need part-time job. Maybe they're in their later part of their career and they just need some part-time income. So we have that full gamut. People that just graduated from college because they don't teach how to get a job at college. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And then other folks who, frankly, their money ran out and they're later in their career. They need some extra income. So I would say the median age is probably between 35 and 50. That's probably the big chunk of the age group that we attract. But as far as preparation, just be ready to learn.
Awesome. Guys, we appreciate your time this morning. We love what you do. Thanks for being faithful and helping folks out. And we just pray for you guys' ministry that God continues to bless it. We know he will. Hey, check it out. The website is rumcjobnetworking.com. You heard Jay talk about the upcoming meetings. Jay and Katherine, bless you. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.
Thank you.